There we go. Now we can see ourselves.
We're a wreck, guys.
Yeah.
We're a wreck.
I went to hit go live and it closed down the broadcast. So
And then I forgot to bring us back into the studio. So the first 5 seconds are just sound.
yep.
So how are you guys tonight? We have some time for people to get in here, see how everyone's doing. What's on here?
I was worried because it was still on the remove.
Oh,
I didn't want to kick
Mark
this back
said
up.
the mouse was hovering. So we're not good at running this laptop. I think this laptop actually is about to probably bite the bullet very, very soon just because it's running super slow and all the good stuff. You know what? It might be running super slow because every time we go live, it tries to restart because that's usually the only time I use the laptop and I keep delaying the start. So maybe I should let the start go through.
Yeah.
That might help our laptop, I guess. But it is November, guys. It's officially November. I cannot believe that it's November. Where did October go?
Flew by. That just flew by.
So we weren't here last week because we were down in the Great Smoky Mountains.
Yep.
We have a family trip down every
Betty's
year.
here tonight.
Hello, Betty. How are you?
Good to see you.
Nice to see you on our chat. But we go down every single year and we rent a cabin with Mark's side family. It's super fun. Yep. But we were all just talking. Like we go down for vacation to relax and then we do nothing but run and then we come back very exhausted.
Yep.
So we're still trying to recover. And today was the first hard frost that we've gotten.
Yeah.
Boo. That's all I will say is boo.
Put up all the hoses, which I should have done already, but wasn't
we weren't
done yet,
planning for it to go like to low 20s.
Yeah.
The week that we came back. Usually it kind of transitions a little bit slower. Not in Indiana.
Nope, not at all. So
not in Indiana.
Came back to a cold show.
So I see Miss Margie is in the house. Miss Margie, you have outdone yourself. Margie sent us a package. You'll see it in a video too. So we filmed us opening it, Margie. But I figured we would show. Look what Margie made for us, guys. She knows that we like to hunt. So I've already got my hat on.
There we go.
I'll put on my scarf. Joe's got a scarf, and she made us these wind spinners. I cannot wait to be able to put those out. Yeah, I'm actually, when we get our new garden done, that's probably where they'll go.
Yep,
it's right there because I have a big arbor. Is it an arbor? Is that what that's called? Big arbor that I'm going to put to the entrance of the duck pen. That was the entrance to our old garden, and I'm probably going to put those on there.
Yep.
But thank you, Miss Margie. You're just too sweet to us. Like really, we're blessed to have someone like Margie in our lives.
Yep.
Hello, Stephanie McKee, aka Farm Girl. What's up? Hello, Dee's Homestead, Fairview Family Farm. Emma from Sunny's Place is in the house. Haas from Off Kilter Homestead. Oh my gosh, guys, we missed you last week. We did. We thought about going live in the mountains, but our cabin was not the best with internet.
Yeah, because actually Darren from Thorhaven had reached out to us about possibly getting together and doing a video or something, and we're like, sorry, our internet's just not steady enough.
I kind of wanted to chat, and I'm like, I don't think our internet will handle that. We need to follow up with him. So if he jumps in here, though, we're gonna get that scheduled. But we've had so much going on. As much as I love taking this trip, like every fall, sometimes it's crazy.
She enjoyed the honey.
So. Oh, good. I'm glad you like the honey. We've gotten compliments on it. Yeah. I mean, I think it's good honey. It tastes like honey. But actually, I got honey from Kaylee over at the Honeystead when we were at Homesteaders of America, and it's really good honey too. Yeah. Hers is a lot spicier. I think it's kind of crazy, like the different regions because of what they're pollinating when they make their honey. Hers has like a completely different taste. Yeah. Not too off. Hers is probably a little brighter orange than our honey, but it's got like a spice to it. If I don't know if that's a good way to. You haven't tasted any of it, have you?
No.
I've been hoarding it though.
Yeah.
I like grabbed this own little bottle and I'm like, this is my honey. I've been
going through our honey. We still have a big bottle of it, so for us.
Yeah, we do. So yeah, I'm glad that you like the honey because we like this. And Joe was super excited to see it. She's like, "Are we gonna wear that honey?" Like, of course we are.
Yep.
So yeah. But
Emma said that our honey is her favorite.
Oh, I'm so glad to hear that, guys. I'll be sure to tell the girls. They're sleepy and they're all packed in and cold, but I'll go down there and whisper and they're like, you're doing a good job. So maybe they'll keep up the good work because we did have a couple of hives that weren't looking so hot right before wintertime. And Bruce over at Swarmstead, I had asked him for his advice on what to do for some of them. So fingers crossed, I took his advice. I felt good with it. I felt confident what he had to say, and hopefully those hives will overwinter to make us more honey
you need
next
to quit
year.
playing with that. You're making me uncomfortable.
The bander.
Yeah.
It doesn't have a band though. See, I don't know why it's in the house. I'm terrible about doing things and then bringing tools inside. Who else does that? Raise the proverbial hand in chat. Yeah. If you use tools and then bring them inside, it's like this is not where they go.
That one's just the most uncomfortable tool though.
Why? Why is it uncomfortable? What is it used for, Mark? But educate the people.
Like I was saying, we had a buck. We just have a lot of bucks right now. We're trying to get them slimmed down. Sounds like
it looks like they're going to be
a couple getting ready to head out to their new places.
Yes, on Sunday. We have 4 bucks leaving. So that's crazy.
It is chaos right now because we have those in heat that are yelling constantly. We have
and then they're constantly yelling, spitting, peeing on themselves, blubbering. It's ridiculous. So there is one buck that nobody was a taker on, and he's actually growing thick enough that I figured he can either be a teaser for me and figure out who's in heat when, even though these girls are super vocal, or he could eventually don the freezer because we're getting a little scared with all the shortages. I recently went out deer hunting on Saturday or last Sunday, didn't get any shots or anything. Going to go out again this weekend to hopefully put a dent into our freezer because we've got duck and we've got chicken in our freezer, but we have a lot less deer and venison than we're used to. So we're hoping to do that. But in order to keep that one buck here, I had to band him. So anybody that doesn't know what a bander is, education time. So a bander is a tool that you use to weather a goat. You put like the little green donut of doom here, which is like basically a rubber band. It is the donut of doom, though, to these goats. Yeah. So Mark had to hold him, and you stretch the rubber band with this.
And the rubber band's tiny at the beginning.
It is
to cut off circulation. Because you don't want any blood flow.
You're basically killing off his ornaments. Anybody watches our videos, they know that when a buck is born, it's a goat with ornaments because it's been adorned with an ornament. So we put the rubber band on top of the ornaments so they fall off.
Hello, Old Redding. Good to have you guys in tonight.
Sorry you're coming in for the bander talk.
But you want it tight enough where you don't have any like gangrene or rot going back up into the goat. So
it's important to monitor. He was not very happy. I completely understand.
Also, honestly, he was skittish from the get-go.
Yeah, he's not friendly to begin with, so he probably hates me even more
personality
now.
That wasn't.
Yeah.
I'm going to set some bees. It says, if our plans work out, I'm going to negotiate bees. Matt doesn't know it yet.
Hey, what Matt doesn't know cannot hurt him.
Well, we're behind you.
We're behind you. You said Ashley said it's okay.
Yep.
If that means anything in your
Mark
household.
said bees are awesome.
Yes. Be kind, get some bees.
Denise Homestead said I'd be scared too if she was sitting beside me with that. It's a guy thing. Yeah, I cringe every time I see that come out of the barn, honestly.
Yeah, I told him, like, can you, because last night we were done doing something or whatever, and I'm like, will you help me band one of the goats? And you can just tell he's like, because
makes you cringe a little
bit. If I thought Joe could have held this one, I would have had Joe come out and hold the goaty goat. But
Old Redding said, what's in your hands?
It is kind of dangerous to male goats.
Said, oh, look at you with your, is that, I don't know what that is.
Toques? Is it this?
The hats?
See, we had a debate at work. I'm gonna put these down so I stop scaring all of the men
that's the proper
in chat.
Name for them,
so somebody at work said this is a skull cap. Those are skull caps. Another one said those are toboggans, and I was like, no, these are beanies. So we think they're beanies, or I'll go with the snow cap. A toboggan I always thought was like a sled, or like the ones with like the palm up at the top. So yeah. Oh my God, it is dangerous. It is.
Donut of Doom.
The Donut of Doom.
Similar but different from the Donut of Death, right, Mark? Yeah, definitely. Oh, there's Darren. Speaking of Darren,
yes,
so Darren. We are getting goats. It has begun.
Are you?
Awesome.
I was gonna say we were talking about you today. I'm like, crap, we haven't got back with Darren.
Yep.
So if you guys want to have like a one-on-one chit chat, maybe Friday evening, just message us and we'll set that up.
If that doesn't work, feel free to suggest another time.
Yeah.
We would have totally jumped online with you guys, but as we mentioned earlier in this.
The mountains are not kind.
Yeah, our internet was very spotty. It's funny. Sadly, that was like a complaint with my whole family. It was like trying to get through things on your phone. You're like, the internet isn't so great here. But Hey, that's not what it's about. So
it's not. As long as I could use mine to film and take pictures, I didn't care.
Bomber Steve at Sweeney's Creek said, "Tell me it's cold without telling me it's cold." Hats.
Yes, it is. We had our first hard frost, so I felt so bad.
She had to go out and break ice
I had to
from
break
the water
ice
troughs,
today.
So
I was upset. I'm like, I am not ready for this extra chore. But it's funny because like all the leaves have been holding on, or all the trees have been holding on to their leaves. And when we came back on Friday, we're like, man, I just don't remember seeing leaves hold on this long.
Yeah.
And after the hard frost today, I was out walking with the goats on one of my breaks, and you could just see the leaves coming out of the trees. Like when I was hunting on Sunday, I'm like, my goodness, I cannot see more than 100 yards from my stand in certain directions because the brush is so thick still. And I'm like, man, we're almost to rut, and it's still really thick here, which sucks because you don't want the big bucks to have too much brush to hide in. So
for sure.
Harry Coos in the plans too.
They're always in the plans.
Always. Even if they don't know.
Darren said, so let me tell you, as a Canadian, I'm guessing it's toque. I don't know has the pom-pom on top. A beanie is the same, but without the pom-pom.
So this is a beanie. Okay. But then like people make fun because I'm wearing like the slouch beanie.
Mm-hmm.
But I like the slouch beanie because then I can fold it up and bring it down further if I want.
Yeah, double up on your ears. I honestly wear them more now because I don't have hair.
Yeah,
it gets colder.
he gets colder faster.
Yeah, like, I used to not wear hardly a coat in the winter, but
no. Now you just all the heat comes up the top. Poor fella.
No insulation up top anymore. More around my face though. Sweeney's Creek said, "Let's take a quiet moment to reflect and to mourn the passing of all the fences at Thorhaven."
There's goats coming. It's gonna be fun.
As Bomber Steve said in our live together, he said that. For goats or fences with that hold goats, you basically have to throw water at it and
see.
Can
hold water,
so Darren, good luck with that. We speak from
experience,
especially recently,
because all my girls are thirsty. All my guys are just ready to
we have
rip.
A stall with some regular escapees
that I'm trying to grow them out to where they don't do that.
They found some very small crevices that just
so they're Mayborn Dolings, and they also hate me. So this is great because then I go in and sit real close to them, and like in order for them to eat, they have to come to me and let me touch them. Yeah. So it's a double-edged sword for them.
Wow, Emma said they had to break ice too.
I know, it sucked. I was upset this morning.
Haas down there. It's 74 right now, Burr.
Shut up, Haas. Shut up.
I bet you're freezing, Haas. That sounds very nice.
So is Santa Claus season almost here then for you? Does it start like now, or do they wait down there like to bring Santa out until after?
His hair is looking white. It's getting close to white. Yeah,
so it's looking very white. So I'm curious, like, do you get gigs to be Santa and be Santa's helper?
Yeah, I think he'd be a great Santa. He's funny.
Thanksgiving.
Good with kids, I'm sure. So
I'm sure.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. Haas, I could see you
seeing him transform reminds me of that movie with Tim Allen, though, when he like starts.
Oh, the Santa Claus.
Yeah, when he starts transforming. So
I love when he gets up in front and he's like shaking his belly. He's like, "What is this?"
Yeah,
like that's my life every morning.
I was like Tim Allen. He's funny. Ordering said, "Oh no, breaking ice season has begun.
It has begun, and it sucks."
Yeah,
I do have water heaters, so I think but I haven't winterized anything. Usually, I've washed all my feed pans. I've washed out water buckets. Everything's ready to rock, and I'm just behind.
A little bit, just like November did.
It's because I took a full week trying to figure out where those freaking goats were getting out of the fence, and I
Thanksgiving will be here. I'm already starting to see. Well, we were already making plans with the family.
Yeah, my mom's having. So my mom is going to have Thanksgiving like a week early. So we'll have like ours on Saturday the 20th with my side of the family, because she knows like we like to hunt and we like to run around and just it gets kind of crazy too, because then all of like the winter festivals open up like that weekend, and we try not to. Our in-laws are great. So like Mark's mom does Thanksgiving on actual Thanksgiving Day, and my mom will pick like Friday or Saturday. So they're not making us like pick and choose who to go to and how sick we're going to make ourselves in one day. So we get to make ourselves sick 2 days in a row.
Patty says, "Yoo-hoo." Hello, Patty. Good to have you here.
Patty. Welcome.
Darren says, "However, Beanie also needs to hug the head, not to be all flaccid, falling off the side."
I hate that word, flaccid.
And that's what yours is doing right now.
It's
off the back. Yeah.
I'll just wear it like
That's
that.
something you think of it. They call it like a.
So then, what is this? Like a stocking cap? Yeah, probably.
Like when we do our like reenactment shoots, whatever, like you do for Scrimshaw.
Oh yeah.
They have some that.
They're like this, but they like go way down, and have like a little palm at the very end of those. So. Yes. Where to begin? How are you guys doing? Was it cold down there this morning for you guys?
Evelyn's here tonight too.
Hello. No need to apologize, Evelyn. Better late than never.
It's not even really that late.
You're really not. 15 minutes, man. I'm lucky if I'm only late somewhere 15 minutes.
I said I have it, but I'm open to them. Trying to hook up with a photographer. Yeah.
There's a lot of moving. Have you ever thought about like doing a video about that? Because like that's kind of interesting to me to see like how do you go about like getting your gigs? Do you guys like all have to go in an audition or like how does that work? And do you step on someone else's turf? Is there like a Santa fight?
Mm-hmm.
Where you're like, hey, this is my territory.
You're not allowed in this zone. This is
I better not hear you hoing around in my territory.
For sure. I bet they do get territory.
I bet they do.
Serious business.
Wait till after November 11th and then the happy Yule. Oh, Lord.
Darren cracks me up. Yeah, speaking of Thanksgiving, do we have any Black Friday shoppers in the house?
He likes the Black Friday shop.
I like to. I like at least looking at the ads to see what's out there, but it seems like each year it gets earlier and earlier.
Yeah, and it's not really Black Friday. It's like Black Week.
Yeah.
It's ridiculous.
And
I hate
upset.
people.
Yeah.
Like if people get my personal space or I feel like that I perceive them as being rude or not having manners, like I'm ready to go redneck. Mm-hmm. So Black Friday and I do not mix.
I mean, it's more like
he likes to go getting the deals stuff like that. He likes being around people.
Rural King had some good stuff. We do wish they had more farm stuff on Black Friday, but it doesn't
they never do. They always have like the stuff that's not. Mm-hmm. I'm like, could you please like put all of your like syringes and needles and dewormers and everything on sale? Which I guess they couldn't really do that because obvious reasons for the syringes and needles.
I just saw something Emma said about her propane just got hooked up, so I wonder if it's cold there as well. And prep for tonight.
Hello, Arizona Highland Homestead. Hi, Nick.
Stephanie said Cyber Monday will be better this year from what I hear. That's a big one too.
Yeah.
Like after, and actually that's the one we've actually been doing
I'm
more
waiting on that one.
Yeah.
Because usually Amazon will have good stuff for like blogging, like the drones and sometimes the cameras. A couple years ago you bought the camera. Yeah. Like I got my DJI Osmo Action.
I feel like we got something else. I don't remember if it was the iPad or not.
I'm sorry. I saw cut a clause up here, and I know that had to be Haas saying he's going to cut a clause. Oh. I'm word of mouth, but there are fights. I'll cut a clause quick. I just have to share this with everybody.
That is awesome.
I don't
serious
know.
About his gigs.
So instead of a cat fight, we've got a clause fight. Okay.
Oh, yeah, where to begin said, yes, 33 degrees almost all night and 28 degrees right before.
Boo.
That's about what we got yesterday. So.
Oh, there's Darren flirting with Nightbot again.
Did it skip all the way to the bottom?
It did.
Oh, okay.
I knew it had gone down. It's gone down pretty far.
Yeah.
That's okay. Just got my propane hook. I'm glad that you're prepped, Evelyn, because seriously, we woke up like a couple mornings ago. I was like, it's really cold in the house.
Yeah,
we didn't have the heat on.
Heat
oh my gosh. And then I'm wearing fluffy socks to work from home. It's ridiculous.
Where to begin said, I do our Black Friday shopping online.
That's the only way to do it.
It's a lot easier. The crowds get crazy. I ain't gonna lie. And then trying to get up early after eating everything Thanksgiving Day is just a bear.
Yeah. So, when we did used to do Black Friday shopping, I've gone a couple times. Oh, I'm sorry.
Huh? I'm just saying.
Oh, I have to go all the way up there.
Yeah. So I was like watching you scroll through.
Mark is usually the one that does the comments.
Darren is talking about a recent post he had.
Yeah.
He said, Mark, are you getting PC9 and some Magpul for Black Friday? That would be awesome. I could definitely go for that.
And then Emma says, I don't do Black Friday. I don't even do shopping. We also get most of our Christmas shopping done before that. Yeah. 100%.
We don't do our Christmas shopping before that.
No, we're lazy. I really want to do more mom and pop shopping, which has just kind of been something that I don't usually get to because like I don't get to go places because usually like the farm is demanding. We're in the middle of breeding season. And I mean, I will just throw most things to the wind when I'm trying to get my girls bred, but
Old Reading's exactly right though. Only impulse items go on sale, not necessities.
And this is true.
And that's how they get you on those.
That's exactly right.
So
we were just talking about
a couple
that.
years ago, decided to go crazy on the Amazon Echo Dots. These little things over here. And she bought like 4 of them.
We don't even use them.
I bought one just to try it out. And she's like, I didn't really want it. Didn't really like it after we got. And then all of a sudden, like 4 of them came in the mail. And she's like, they have them on sale. I'm like, do you like it? She's like, I guess. Like, we don't even really use them. But
it was a total impulse buy. What had happened, I heard someone at work talk about how they got like the Alexa like light system, like the outlets where you could be like, Alexa, turn on the Christmas tree. And you could name your outlets and stuff. And then like I thought that was super cool. And then I started hating Big Brother. So I'm like, that's just another way for them to spy on me after I bought 4 of the spies to put in my house. So, yeah.
I don't think they want to spy on Goat Talk because that's what our house mainly is. Karen said, I would love a Black Friday farm sale. Yep.
It would be great. I would
begins totally. Right. Although Rural King has had their feed on sale for 2 weeks. So we have been stocking up.
I am getting ready to put in a call to my feed guy.
Find that deal on the chicken feed. It was
Orchlands. So like I'm terrible. I get like I don't do my chicken feed from the same guy that I get my goat feed.
Midwest, so
it is probably Midwest. So there's another farm store called Orchlands, and like seriously, the bags of feed were like $4 less, maybe $5. Where I was like,
I think Tractor Supply.
Why am I not buying my feed here? But really, I should probably go to my local guy that orders in feed and kind of lets me go like at 9:00 at night if I need to come pick up feed. He lives close by, so he just goes to his warehouse and like, yeah, meet me here. I'll help you load up. I probably should start shopping from him, but I'm starting to feel anxious, even though we don't feed a lot of grain and we have more than enough hay to sustain us through the winter. I also worry about grain shortages. I'm trying to resist the urge to go and just like buy a whole pallet full.
Yeah.
Because I'll never go through it in a winter time.
Everyone said I did Black Friday once, never again.
I had one where I just got bumped pretty hard a couple of times in a Kohl's.
I'm sure you guys have some great Black Friday stories. Feel free to throw them in there. But we had one where we were at Bass Pro and a guy grabbed an armful of fishing poles that were on sale. And so people were going in one side of the aisle and he was coming back out towards the registers on the other side and had them over his shoulder. And they just started
like this.
hitting. I told Ashley, I'm like, watch out. And she's like, what? And she looks up and this guy's running down.
Whack, 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 whack.
Hitting every person in the face the opposite direction.
I don't know how he was running faster and faster. And I understood why by the end of it. Because I'm like, if he would have hit me, I would have chased after him.
It was like some other movie. Like it was sort of comical.
I got elbowed pretty hard several times over blankets at Kohl's that I wasn't even interested in looking. I didn't buy anything. I was just there for the experience.
Ashley's dad went for the dog beds because they were helping at the Humane Society. And I don't know how he got
like 17 of the big dog beds.
Like I was looking for him, like, where do you go? And also I see this big like
it's just
mound.
Mass.
You can't see him, but he's like carrying him down the aisle. And that's what they had him on a real good sale, but he grabbed so many, I couldn't believe how many his whole night. And it just looked.
He's like, these are a good deal. Like I believe
it was like a moving couch. Like it was that many cushions, so it was pretty.
Like people giving him a wide berth, it wouldn't have hurt them.
No.
It'd been more like a sumo, like the sumo costumes, like bumping you. But it was
pretty.
It was quite ridiculous.
Easy Highland Homestead said any good deals on .001 straightness arrows, 300 spine.
I'm gonna tell you what, arrows are hard to come by here.
Yeah, we went to a local place and they were out of stock.
I couldn't find them.
Yeah,
I couldn't find them. I had to actually go buy go buy from Dunham's Sporting Goods and then took it to our archery shop. I was like, hey, can you cut these down and get them ready? And even then, he's like, I might have things to set the field tips. I might have that in stock, but like they didn't even have broadheads. In stock at all. Like he was like, these are for crossbows. I'm like, well, I shoot a compound.
Yeah.
He's like, but they're 100 grain. Yeah. Like that might work. So we jimmy rigged those and used those.
Mm-hmm. I must say, I'm hoping there are some Black Friday deals on drip irrigation.
One can only hope.
Where it began our Black Fridays this week. Weird. I think they will have more sales.
Yeah.
A lot of places are competing to be earlier. Off Kilter or Haas, have you heard of SAR, a student selling raffle tickets for a 9mm? It's so ugly. Yeah, heard of them. There's a lot of different guns like that recently popping up.
I think they're trying to make the shortage like a way to kind of move in and make their name in an industry where there really wasn't a whole lot of room before.
Evelyn said, I'm not completely prepped. I didn't finish the underskirt, only got half of it done. Praying that's enough for tonight.
Oh, I hope it is for you, Evelyn. That's the worst, to try to sleep when you're cold.
Darren flirting with
the knife. Flirt with knife. Oh, you have to.
You look like my sister. I can't flirt more because then we would get carried away. We would, especially if you start talking about the PC9. We would definitely be stuck. Where to begin? Said I told the kids it's stuck on a ship gift card, so my shopping is.
It's true though. My mom was like, "Can you update your Amazon list?" And I'm like, "Just don't get me anything. It's fine. Don't need anything."
Yeah, Haas said it's like a Glock and a High Point had a baby, but it's good. If it's good, I'll do it.
Oh God.
Yeah, I haven't heard enough or seen enough reviews to say if they're good.
Yeah.
There's a couple other good ones that popped up like Canic and stuff, but
Bye, Nick. Thanks for being in here tonight.
Oh, hello, Bruce.
How are you, Bruce?
We were just talking about his help with the bees.
Yeah. I told Bruce, I think we're going to take a little bit of a different approach next year because, like, the more, we won't talk beekeeping because, like, I know people get pretty entrenched in, like, how they feel about things, but I'm probably going to do more of, like, Bruce's approach and be like, only the best survive.
Mm-hmm.
You know, if it's doable, I will help, but, like, I don't want to.
When you start branching into a lot of different things, it's hard to get something you sort of have to baby along.
Well, when we actually went to, like, a Homesteaders of America, and I didn't get to hear much of what Kaylee Richardson had to say.
Hello, Lisa, Money Pit.
Hello. Didn't get to hear a lot of what Kaylee had to say, mostly because I was sat poor seating where there was another conference going on, like right behind me in the tent, and I couldn't really hear her. But one of the few things that I did hear her say, she's like, I hate it when people say that their hives fail. She's like, because your bees did not fail. Your bees are pollinators. So even if they made it through one season, they didn't fail. They did exactly what they were supposed to do, which is pollinate. Mm-hmm. She's like, so you never have a failed hive because bees do what is naturally in them and instinctually in them to do, which is pollinate. And especially now that we can catch swarms and people know that we beekeep, if one of those hives were to fall out or those genetics didn't move on, then they weren't strong enough to move on.
Yeah.
And they did their job. They pollinated, but we get so many calls now for swarms. I'm like, we could easily go get free bees. So I'm not super worried about it.
Yep.
Plus they gift us with comb afterwards. So
Patty said, I'm listening, have to work on sorting and packing. So
packing and sorting is sometimes not fun. So I appreciate you still being here though, Patty, listening to us because we love you.
I know she was.
Yes.
That's what I thought. Okay. Yeah. I remember her talking about trying to sell. I can't remember if she did or not. That's exciting though. Haas said, you showed rabbits right. We were trying to decide on a breed.
I like the smaller rabbits. So we show
which helps because our daughter is small.
Yeah. And honestly, we got really lucky with our Holland Lop. He's gone to the fair the last 3 years. The first year he got reserve champion for his breed. Last year he got champion for the breed. And then this year he got reserve grand champion overall. We just kind of got lucky. We went to an animal swap and Joe was looking at some French lops. And when we went back to get them, they were gone. And this was one that she settled on. And apparently he's pretty good because the judges rave about him every single time. But I will say, like, Holland Lops are, like, the ones that I've interacted with so far are just super friendly. They're small. They're easy to handle. They can be a pet. They're not like the New Zealand or the Californian breeds or even like Silver Fox. Because I thought Cody from Owl Creek Homestead, I think that's what his channel's called, has Silver Fox, and they're considered like a meat breed. Those meat breeds get bigger, so I would get with something like maybe a little smaller.
When I did 4-H and started, I actually had a couple rabbits my first year, and they were the Flemish Giants, and those things are huge. Like they grow to an enormous size. They're one of the biggest rabbits, and I will admit I was always pretty small, and trying to show those, it was a hassle.
It was rough.
Yeah.
Especially if you're trying to do like showmanship. So showmanship is more like you're going over how you check your animals. So like you're going and you're maneuvering the animal around and you're flipping them over.
Actually had to help me get it into the box for show because it was that big. So
and
so I take that into consideration. Owen's showing rabbit.
And Owen is a smaller fellow for right now. So I would get him a smaller rabbit. I know like the Netherland dwarf mini lops, there's hollow lops, there's French lops. I mean, there's satins. There's all Angora rabbits, which you have to really take care of them because they have like a lot of wool. Lionhead rabbits, I think, are now being accepted into the ARBA. They just were recently accepted, and those are pretty cool too. But get him something like a pet that he can take care of because that helps Joe a lot. That's just my 2 cents.
We got Brenda Baker in
Hey,
here.
Brenda Baker.
Hello.
Sorry, I went on about a rabbit for a little too long. Beekeeping, you're doing it wrong.
Sorry, just take away from beekeeper forum.
Yes,
just my takeaway.
It really is. I don't post anything beekeeping in any beekeeper forums just because, like, I don't tolerate people coming at me for me doing something the way that I'm comfortable with.
There's a lot of good knowledge out there, and it seems like there is honestly a couple different methods to it. But with us and just having so many different priorities, it's just not like the main thing that we're going to focus on. We just have a wide,
there's a lot of focus on our farm.
Range of different animals.
If you're going to line up everything that we have going on here and say, what is your main priority? Mine will always be the goats. Mine will always be my dairy goats. So if milking season, I'm probably not going to get around to checking on the bees, but primarily milking season is the spring when the flow's coming in. So
our backwoods homestead said, hello guys, getting cold in Tennessee. We were just down there last week and felt some of that. And it looked like it was getting colder this week. And actually
they said at Cleveland's Dome it had snowed like the day after we left.
I don't know if you guys are close to the Smokies, but I saw some of the footage. You guys are definitely getting some cold weather like we are up here. So
we're not ready for it either.
Bruce said, wish I could have been at HOA next year. And if you do, let us know. And we'd definitely love to meet up, hang out. There's actually a lot of good little restaurants in the area around here too, so you can definitely go out to eat.
Well, there's just so many awesome people too. Like it's super refreshing. We really needed that kind of kick in the butt to move forward.
Honestly.
They just come home and be like, we can do this.
So Haas said Owen wants an English lop, Hannah a French lop, and I a Champagne d'Argent.
I like the d'Argents. They're nice.
I'll look at the Holland lop. Yep.
I think anything lop is good, but I would make sure that he's going to get one where he's not afraid to like handle it, especially if he does showmanship. Because like I said, like you're moving, you're maneuvering, you're flipping it over, you're counting toes, you're showing teeth.
Male versus female.
Yeah, which Joe got. We had to go over disqualifications because he'll have to learn about that because the judges might ask like, hey, what's considered like a fault and what's a disqualification and what are the difference between the two? And Joe had a worksheet and one of them was crooked penis or split penis is what it was. Sorry, YouTube, probably don't like that name, but hey, it's anatomy. Yep. And she's like,
educational.
It's educational. So apparently male rabbits can have split penis. And Joe's like, what does that mean? I'm like, well, split penis. Yeah. I'm guessing it means split. So he'll have to learn all kinds of stuff like that. Joe was super fun on that worksheet. It was interesting. We learned a lot.
Haas also said that's a good point with the smaller breed for showmanship. Lionheads are there. Being in Florida, we are trying to stay away from the long hairs.
I don't blame you. I don't blame you. I have to take that in consideration.
Temperature affected or impacted. Because like one thing we had looked at,
the meat rabbits will expire like that on hot days.
Yeah, and especially just temperature changes from like if you brought it into the house from outside on a hot day.
Can't do that.
They don't regulate.
They don't regulate well. So if you're gonna take that into consideration too when you're making your purchase. If it's been an indoor rabbit, it needs to remain an indoor rabbit. But as you get closer to your fair time, you're going to need to start kind of like how you would harden off a plant. You kind of put it out for a little bit each day because it needs to learn how to handle that temperature and how the air is outside.
And for our area, like during the fair time, it'll end up just fair week is always
grueling.
Seems like the hottest week of the year, and it's super high humidity and just the highest temperatures
the kids are
of the
hateful,
year.
The animals are hateful, the parents are hateful.
So for us, like we keep our rabbit in the barn. So for him, it's not a big drastic change.
Yeah, it's nothing.
I know a lot of people bring in fans and stuff like that to keep their rabbits
cool. Or like frozen water bottles are your best friend.
Yeah, lay them in there and they'll just lay against those. That's also a good way to cool them down at the fair. So
36 tonight in Nashville. Oh my Lord. Man. Gross.
You guys are definitely getting the cold weather then. Let's see what Sweeney's Creek says. Hey, Nightbot, someone is spamming too many email emojis. Oh, it's you. Disregard that report.
Hey, don't you hate on my night, Bob?
She likes emojis.
Hey, people respond to them more. The younger crowd does.
Lisa said, I was going to ask you how your vacation was. It was nice. Enjoyed getting out into the mountains.
Yeah.
And enjoying time away from all the craziness at the
farm
for a little bit.
It kind of stunk, though, because, like, Thursday, we always like to go to Kate's Cove because, like, in the last 10 years that we've been there, I always am like, I'm going to see a bear or I want to go see elk.
You just don't get to see wildlife.
I never get to see a bear. So we're like, we're going to go to Kate's Cove on Thursday. It was like our last day there. And as we're going up to pull onto the road that leads in, it was closed because they had really, really high winds there last Thursday.
Yeah, and Kate's Cove is like a large open area in the Smokies.
Like in the middle of all those.
So it's a pretty valley and it's a loop around it. There's an armware. But
if you're in there and there's a bear, you're going to be stuck for 2 hours. So you better not hope you have to go potty.
Yeah.
Because it's going to be very precarious.
Yeah, definitely.
I'm speaking from experience.
But as Ashley said, there was high winds, so they actually had things closed down. And
they had the snow plows on the trucks to push the debris out. They said there was vehicle damage and it was actually dangerous for you to be out of your car, which we can attest to. We actually pulled off and got down into a creek bed and we're kind of like messing around in one of the creek beds and showing you like how cold the water was coming down off the mountain. And a branch fell like right next to her. We're like, okay, it's time to go.
Oh, thank you, Emma. She said, be sure to smash that thumbs up.
Yes. What is she up to now? Hello. Welcome to chat.
Darren and Airbergy has been disqualified. Yeah, I keep flipping with the devil face. He likes emojis too.
Yeah, Darren is a fan of it. Hello, Angie from Me and You Acres. How are you? Wait, what just saying down there?
Huh?
Emma, scroll down.
We're supposed to get down to 31 tonight.
Gross.
Oh man.
I'm not ready for this, guys.
Sounds like a lot of the country is getting a cold wave through.
Yeah, what is she up to now? Yeah, we when we used to go up as kids, my dad used to take us up to Michigan and Canada every year to fish, and that was like the main thing was like the big bear and the moose, where those were things where it's like if you need to stay away from them. Like if you can see them from a distance, you stay the heck away from them.
One cool thing the Smokies have done though is really push and reintroduce elk. The population's growing. And we still haven't had a chance to see them.
No, but it seems like there are some that are actually in the park, but more seem to stay around the Cataloochee Valley, which is like over towards Cherokee, North Carolina. So I think next time we're down there, we're going to make a special day to go to the Cataloochee Valley, and we're going to find us some elk.
Yep. These homestead 29 tonight in Western Pennsylvania.
Gross. Where are we supposed to get down to? Now I'm
probably
interested.
Close to that because we're not.
The calendar won't tell me the temperature. Low of 25 tonight.
Pretty cold, guys. And the worst is now, like getting up in the morning to take our daughter to school, and everything's frosted over. So I'm sure many of you know.
You went inside to get something, and she's like, "Dad needs to get out here and turn on the car."
Yeah, I came out to get a beanie, so.
It's like it's fine. We're gonna get there on time. You just need to chill out. She's one that she gets very stressed if she's not on time places. Like she gets very, very stressed.
Yep. Where to begin? Said 28 here. Ooh.
Ugh, gross.
What is she up to now? Said we had 2 freezes here the last 2 nights.
Our first freeze was last night.
Yeah. We had a heavy frost, honestly. So. Which
is great for deer hunting because then I was at work. We were working today. I'm like, man, the deer would be moving this morning because it got really cold.
It's the official holiday of like barn
season
so like
it is a holiday for all livestock enthusiasts because the first frost all the freaking flies died,
insects are down,
all the insects are gone, and I was very happy about that today.
We can walk out the back door without the light right off the back door being covered in moths and
we do have like one ring camera that a spider has taken residence up all summer, and no matter how much we try to encourage him to move the web, or it or whatever, it just keeps coming back, and it gives us a show every single night. But it keeps sending notifications to Mark's phone all night long. But we can watch like the spider build its web, but not anymore because it's too cold now.
Yep. I said, sure, Robin and Mark, the entire country is doing with cold. Meanwhile, Satan's gooch. Hyper at walking to the car. That is hilarious, Austin.
Wow.
Believe me, we'll get tired of the cold after a little bit of it. So
19,
honestly, not ready. Wow.
19, Angie?
I think that's our low in the chat. 19.
I think it was an understatement.
I don't know. Darren, I'm sure, is probably colder. He's way clear too. Well, me and you,
Been
Acres
2 degrees below freezing this week in the mornings.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I think me and you and Darren are pretty close together.
Yeah.
Like at least in the same.
Yeah, because isn't there a story about lasagna?
Yeah.
Lasagna. I say lasagna because I make fun of him for saying weird things.
Yeah. I always mispronounce words.
Salmon.
These homesteads say it's about time to fire up the pellet stove.
That's one thing we've been talking about. We do not have a stove or a wood burning fireplace, and we want one.
Yep.
So I think that's in the works to happen maybe next year.
So we're getting an idea of where we'd like it, and then just making sure it's a practical use for it.
Yeah, we want to make sure it's something we could cook on if like worst came to worst.
Honestly, like other than, well, I mean, we do have some propane heaters, but I mean that'd be our only alternate source of heat. Yeah, but we have
plenty of resources here to heat.
Yeah, so if we did use a wood.
So I would definitely want a stove that I could cook on as well.
Yeah, I'd love to have one that's like a pellet/wood.
They
make some of those. Yeah. Sweeney's Creek said we are heading for a lovely 72, which is like perfect. Here, this Arvo, blue skies, sun shining. It's a great time to be alive. Wish I wasn't at work.
Oh, I'm sorry you're at work. But if you want some of our weather, I could box it up and send it on over if you want.
Although if it was like our temperature, I'm sure you wouldn't be seeing many snakes.
No, this is true. They'd be tired. They'd be falling asleep. Everybody dance. Yes. What is that? Is that the funeral dance?
No,
what is that?
It's the cha-cha song.
No, it's not. It's that one Joe and them like, and it's the guys dancing with the casket. Like
that's a coffin dance. Yeah.
Is that the coffin dance? Yeah, I would play that specifically for the flies, even though I don't like the song at all.
That's true.
No more zebra flies. Yep, and that's so nice when you're like, yay. Sorry about your luck. I know they give balance and stuff, and they have their own purposes, but boy, am I happy to see them go.
Me and you said, I'll never live down this lasagna.
I only heard it in Darren's live, so I know there's a story there. So I just figured I'd like throw a little fuel on that fire.
Darren said she cooks an amazing tasting lasagna. Just don't tell her you're coming.
I've been known to do that as well. It's okay, Angie. We can't always produce chef-like cuisine all the time.
Especially when the pressure's on. When you're cooking for somebody else, it always seems more intense.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, you might want to get it so you always have a way to stay warm and cook. Yeah.
That's our
the main
primary
purpose.
Reason. Yeah.
Especially with just how crazy everything seems like it's getting, and is just has no intention of stopping and spiraling from out of this crazy out of control spiral it's in.
Yeah.
We have actually been looking at a lot of ways to be a lot more self-sufficient.
So our house is entirely off of electric, so we don't have any gas or anything like that. And as you mentioned, staying warm and cooking or even heating water, that would be a primary use for it. So one other thing we were looking at too is like our well. We have a well on the property, and that's how we use for our water, but it's a very narrow well. It's only like a 6-inch wide well, and then it drops at 92 feet or something like that. I think it hits water around 60 feet. So some way of getting that water out too. And there's actually some things they make now where it uses suction, can pull it up that high.
Yeah. So we've been looking into a lot of that, not just because like of how crazy everything is, but really just having I would just say it's freedom. It's not being beholden unto utility companies or the grocery store or all these other things that
a natural disaster could happen.
Where it's like I don't want to have to worry if will FEMA come and save me if something bad happens in the area. Odds are probably not. It's probably not going to happen. But I'd rather be very prepared. And I don't know. It's hard for me to explain like how we've been feeling about things like that lately. But it's also just like, why not? Yeah. You know, why wouldn't you want to be able to do it by yourself? Why wouldn't you want to be able to just depend on you? Those are also areas
when you look at things on the homestead, just like gaps or things that you don't have covered in case of something like that happens. And that's something we've been looking at and sort of trying to make sure that we have contingency plans in place for something like that. So Emma said that we have a pellet stove that's sitting out at the shop, used to be in the basement, but we took it out, hardly been used.
Did you not like it? Just out of curiosity.
Maybe they're using it in the shop.
Are you using it in
it's
the
just
shop?
sitting out there. I'm just joking.
Oh, we can keep the weather over here, Steve. Are you sure?
Thank you very
much.
much.
Because I would be very happy to send you some if you want it.
Darren said, not yet, but I need to.
He's
no,
talking
not
to
the
Angie.
coffin.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. And
no, not the coffin dance.
I'll send you a link for, what's that, Regetted Cartoons.
Oh my God.
Yeah, we've heard plenty of the coffin dance. It's like a regular request in our car. So
that and Axel, crazy frog Axel, whatever. Where it's like seriously, when they asked for that, I'm like, I want to hurt myself.
Darren said it was a Canadian lasagna made so you could play hockey on the top, just like our friends. That's funny.
Oh.
Me and you said it's a feeling many of us have. You're 100% on the right path.
But that's also why it's hard to get a hold of some of those things. But that should be like a huge wake-up call. If there are so many people, all of a sudden they're like, bing, I cannot rely on anybody, but I want to be prepared. Like for me, I'm like, that's so many people having that come to Jesus moment that it's scary. Like it almost fuels the panic. Mm-hmm. But at the same time, I'm like, it's also a huge... The dog is snoring under me, guys. It's not me making that noise if you can hear the dog snoring. But it's also nice to see so many people wake up, where it's like, you should want to be self-sufficient. You shouldn't want to depend on someone else for your own well-being. That's why it is your own well-being. I mean, if it comes down to me or Joe Schmo down the road.
I mean, there's even like, just even a temporary use case for it. Like, if you look at what happened in Texas last year with the freeze that came through, I mean, that was some time down for people where you have to have warmth. I mean, really in a cold weather environment to stay.
Yeah, you're absolutely
alive,
right.
So
you're absolutely right. So Dee's Homestead says, I plan on adding a regular wood burner also for backup when no electricity happens with the winter storm example. Yeah, see, he Texas, just hit that. Yeah, 100%.
I think that was a wake-up call for a lot of people.
Yeah, it really was.
So, yeah, I think the big thing for us was it would need to be wood burning just because we do have a lot of trees.
Yeah.
Especially big down ones. As
like
you guys probably recently saw that fell. But the funny thing on that though is Ashley noticed that there's a lot of mushrooms growing on it.
I didn't pick them though. You guys will see that in the video, but or if you follow me on Facebook, you've already seen it. But ever since we got the puffball, I started joining like local Indiana mushroom forum groups on Facebook so that I could take pictures of mushrooms and have people that are well practiced in identifying mushrooms.
Yeah, that's something we don't have a lot of background.
I don't have a lot of background in it. I mean, I can tell you what a morel mushroom is, and I know what a puffball mushroom is. I know those are edible now, but we actually have fall oyster mushrooms on our tree back there. I'm pretty sure they're probably no good after last night.
I mean, I was shocked to realize how many edible mushrooms were in the area because honestly, I have no background in that and we didn't really eat a lot of mushrooms.
Yeah, like lion's mane, and then there's hen of the woods. Then what is it? Is it the cranky old man?
I think so.
There's a bunch of different types that I don't know if turkey tail is edible, if that's poisonous. But I've been
say when people are like, they're all edible once. So like, but I want to experience
part of forums are like, please do not make that joke. It is the cliche and it's not funny.
It's like, okay.
And they also tell you like, don't please do not recommend like the app identifier, the identification apps. They're like often they're wrong.
Yeah.
I mean, they're like, if it's a guess, don't respond.
Just for fun, like with just random plants. But it would like suggest plants from Japan and everything else.
It's like that is a pear tree. That's not a tree from over.
It tries its best, and a lot of times it would capture in its possible results the right one.
Yeah,
but some of them were like just pretty extreme.
Yeah, but that's something I appreciated in some of the forums that we're a part of. Is they're like, if you don't know, like you need to shut up, because if you tell someone it's edible before someone who knows exactly what it is, like actually that is not edible, it is toxic. Like you could hurt somebody.
Yeah.
So I like being part of those stricter forums when it comes to foraging, because I want to have confidence in the people that I'm asking, because I don't know.
Yeah.
You know, and the app is not going to tell me most of the time.
Emma said we never use it. We have a good fireplace that heats the house in the winter, and Matt has the forge going all winter. Ooh. I tell you what, a forge will heat up a building in no time. We used to do some forge classes when I was younger, and that whole, even though it was a pretty old barn, that barn would heat up.
Heat up fast. She's like, so Steve said, yeah, I would die in the weather. that most of America gets in winter. Me and Weather Park Company and are no longer friends at snow. Yeah, you wouldn't like it.
So you don't like skiing, Steve, and sled riding?
And yes, I did just use it was the dog lying, Steve, but it really is the dog snoring.
Mm-hmm.
I have to tell people on conference calls at home too, where I'm like, if you can hear that, it's the dog.
Funny story, like today, I was on a conference call and my dog, or our dog, the little one, actually stepped on the power strip off button and shut down like half of my system.
I saw it happen too, because like he went under there, and I saw his little paw step on it, and I was like,
and everything went black. I'm like,
I went flying under his. Thank God, like the camera was not on for this phone call, because you could see me just out of the corner flying under the desk. I would not want to know what anybody's imagination was doing, but it was to click the power back on and hurry up and get the dog out, because I'm like, he's gonna whoop you. He's gonna be so mad. It was interesting, because like all the screens went black, and then the sound started coming out of his laptop, which is a sign that, because his headphones are plugged into like the screens. I'm like, run, Django, run.
Yeah, me and you, Acre, said you overcook a lasagna once, you're labeled for life.
This is true.
I know you, kid.
Thank goodness Angie can take it.
Yep.
Hello, Cheryl Guest. Thanks for being here. I'm glad that you like the channel.
Definitely glad you're here. Haas said, do you know if that's right to food amendments passed in Maine?
I think it did.
A great deal for us wanting to be self-sufficient.
I follow.
What is that? I didn't see that yet.
I was reading on it, but it's someone helped me with this, but it is helping people to have freedom for their food, so that they're allowed to grow and do what they want on their own property.
Recently have sort of been pushing the other way, especially in animals. And
I'm just gonna be like a conspiracy theorist, be like, it's all planned to get people to be just dependent on government entities they do not need to be dependent on.
No, it's the restrict crazy.
But I do follow Old Mountain Farm.
Their properties.
What?
It's to help prevent crazy goat ladies from overrunning their properties.
My goats replenish my land. My goats are a regenerative form for my land.
She has proudly claimed that title, by the way.
I am a crazy goat lady. Anybody wants to join the Crazy Goat Lady Club, the CGL?
The lady from The Simpsons, draw her, but with goats around her instead of cats. I always liked her.
She's like throwing cats.
That's down Ashley in the barn.
That's not me with it.
Okay, I'm joking.
It probably is.
Maybe when they kick over the milk pan or something like that.
When they kick over the milk pan, I get a little animated.
Yeah.
I know with first time fresheners, it's just going to happen. I don't expect any milk. Probably for the first week of milking, because
what does she have to say now? Puffballs are great.
They are great.
We recently tried them and loved them fried.
They were very good. It was just funny though, because like even in the video I said, like, our moms used to tell us growing up, don't eat these, they'll kill you. But it was like, I think they didn't want us to eat any mushroom that may have resembled it that was toxic. So it just kept us safe by just saying, don't eat it. But now we know we can eat it.
Yeah. Dee said, I heard it did pass, which is awesome.
I heard it pass.
It's a precedent.
I follow Old Mountain Farm, which is like the breeder of breeders for Nigerian dwarf goats. Like they just top of the line, 100%. But Cheryl Moore and Weil are just huge proponents for self-sufficiency, hands-off government when it comes to food. Mm-hmm. And I follow them because I breed Nigerian dwarf goats, but also because like I line up with them in the belief that you should have the freedom to grow the food that you want, and the government shouldn't really be able to step on your toes for that.
Yeah.
And when they posted that today, I was like, yay, because that's a big win. it is a really big win.
Hello, Replay yourself.
Hello, how are you guys doing? Tonight.
That homesteading mama. Hey guys,
first time here. Well, welcome. You're here. Glad that you're here. There's Kat. Yep. Hi, Kat.
Hello,
how are
Kat.
you?
Emma said, I'd love to learn more about foraging and wild edibles. Yes. A coworker found some hen of the woods and is going to make a wild mushroom and rice soup next week for Soup Wednesday.
Can you put it in the mail?
That sounds awesome.
Especially after this frost, I'm like, how many fungi out there are going to survive that I can actually
probably not many, because they are pretty temperamental.
Yeah. Boo.
Darren, there he goes. Everything is edible once.
Darren.
Yeah.
Don't bring that cliche in our chat. Oh my gosh.
That homesteading mama said, I love that. It's beanie season. Yeah, that's one of my favorites.
It is one of the nice things.
We do have quite a few different beanies.
Well, I go from like ball caps to the beanie, just because like in my videos, my hair is never like ready ever.
Well, it's a good way to keep things out of your hair too.
Exactly.
Like,
I'm like, it keeps the hay out of my face. It keeps the sun out of my face. It just has a lot of different functions. You're out of coffee.
I know. That's a
boo. Yeah, I'm happy that it is beanie season and hoodie season.
Yeah, no lie. We have like 2 little baskets by our door, and they're full of beanies.
It's ridiculous. We have a problem. We may need an intervention.
The one thing we always struggle with, though, is going back and forth between mittens and gloves. I like mittens because I feel like they keep their hands warmer, but then gloves give more use.
Yeah. You lose all dexterity with the mittens. I like gloves with the fingers cut out of them. Hobo style.
And then some of them have actually flaps that come over and they make it a mitten.
Actually, I wear those to hunt. So because I bow hunt right now, when it goes to gun season, I need to be able to feel the trigger and I need to be able to feel my anchor points. So I have the mitten that flips over when I'm cold and I want to sit all bundled up, and then I can flip them up when I'm ready to shoot. So
sure, like I said, they're my other favorite channel. Reap what you sell.
Oh, they are pretty awesome.
Yep. They are. Me and you said, oh my God, that sounds just like the dog ate my homework kind of excuse.
It's happened more than once. For one time, it was because he spilled the coffee and got down there and turned it off. And this time it was I watched him put his paw right on it. It was like, oh no.
Yep. Cheryl said 32 here in Kentucky.
Dude, I'm not ready for it, guys. The beanies are great. The hoodies are great, but like the actual cold kind of sucks. CGLs for life, Kat. Yes. Yep. CGLs unite. Because of we're crazy good ladies.
You get excited about that.
Yes, CGLs.
The homestay mama said it's true. I think she's talking about the beanies.
It is.
For sure. There's the dog again. Where to begin said, I'm been crazy goat with years.
We can have chapters all over the nation, guys.
I think the crazy goat one probably goes further than any of the other animals. I don't know. There's some crazy horse people out there too.
Yeah. They put about as much. I mean, anybody that has livestock and is super serious about them, they're crazy.
Is there crazy cow people, you think?
Oh my gosh. Have you seen the beef steer showing industry? They
true.
are crazy cow people.
What about any animal?
Anything that you can you can be a crazy lizard guy.
Karen said government talk, deep breaths. Yeah. Hold steady, Darren. Hold steady.
LGB.
Yeah.
LGB.
Me and you should film it. That might make a comical video at Darren.
Yeah.
Oh, there's Mike that said, Lisa, well, I know now you can eat those big puff mushrooms since you two are still here. Yeah, we were the guinea pigs.
They're good to batter and fry in.
Yeah, I'll be honest.
They were super light.
Like, they don't have a lot of flavor, so I'd recommend adding some seasoning or something to sort of partner with the taste, because there's just not a lot of flavor there.
But you can season it pretty much however you want.
Fill you up pretty.
They have actually a very large amount of protein for what they are. You were looking it up, and it was like it was.
You have to cut those out, at least for here.
It was crazy the amount of protein that it provides, which we thought was fantastic, because what better to know what's available to you? Because especially I know that mushrooms are available all year long.
Yeah.
But prior to that, I just knew about the morel mushrooms, which is early spring, and this is early to late fall. So I'm like, it's nice to have those on 2 different spectrums of the seasons. So I kind of liked having that knowledge, but we're still here, so you can definitely eat puffballs.
Yeah, and I mean the one
if they're green or yellow though, don't eat them. They're past their prime.
Yeah, the one we cut up, I mean, it was huge. It was the size.
It was
probably
super
a bit bigger.
It was bigger than Joe's head.
Yeah, and I mean, we got multiple servings out of it. One thing I will say too will help you is we didn't have the sharpest knife in the drawer.
Yeah, I kind of wanted to.
I like that thing, but.
You're silly.
Like the way they're textured and just trying to cut through them, I'd recommend a really sharp knife just to get clean cuts. We cut ours a little bit thicker than I wanted to, and would like to slice.
Yeah, you can peel the skin off. Some people like to leave the skin on, but it seems a little leathery. I preferred mine to be peeled off.
Plus, it helps to get it cleaner a little bit.
Howdy! Haven't seen you in a while. How are you doing?
Karen said, "Oh, Mark just sent you the Everybody Dance link. You will thank me. We'll be checking that out right after this."
It's good to see you reap what you sow.
Hopefully, don't end up being like, what did we watch where they were doing the food? Remember what was that?
Was it the mukbang?
Mukbang, yeah.
Emma, we still laugh about that
for a couple hours after that, watching some of that. Especially when you did the the dipping. What was that? The fountain. Remember?
And it like rebels and
yeah. For some reason, like it didn't heat the cheese, so it became like a big glob, and actually started swinging around like a weapon. It was hilarious.
He looked so forlorn too, but he still ate it. I was glad that he trucked through it.
You said have to run. Good night.
Mittens are warmer, but they're not useful.
Yeah.
100%. Unless this is all you need to do.
Darren said, I love my Magpul beanies. I think I've got one somewhere.
Do you have a beanie? You do. I know you have the Magpul hat because you were wearing it earlier today.
Yeah.
He's always supporting Magpul.
Love their stuff.
He has his favorites. Magpul's one of them.
Mm-hmm. Bunch of hellos. Kat said, you got to make CGL shirts and hoodies.
They're in the making. Them and a donkey shirt. They're in the making right now. I have things like semi-drawn up. I just need to get the time to sit down and do them. My water witch are well, and we have great water. I've heard a lot about doing that.
Yep. It's something we need to look into more.
I've heard a lot about doing that and people having great success with it. So I'm interested. I'm in the CGL, right? Yes, of course you are, Angie. You have goats and you're crazy about them, right?
You know,
Brigitte will be part of it too.
Brigitte,
very soon.
It sounds like it.
Brigitte,
and once you're in
come
there,
to the dark side.
Bruce said, "I love burnt lasagna. I like Garfield or Heathcliff." Now, Ashley does not like lasagna. She's a spaghetti fan, but will not go for lasagna. So her mom makes lasagna. It's
like blankets of pasta.
That's where I get my lasagna fix. So.
She puts way too much spinach in it. Like a lot of spinach. And it's not like shredded. It's like the leaf. And it gets like...
She's super big on texture. So
yeah. If spinach leaves are supposed to be crisp. They're not supposed to be like flubbery and flobbery.
Emma sent 2 emojis saying the
goat's
is
greater than the horse. Yes. Yes. Making me so happy. My grandfather water witched our well, and we have... That's so cool. Now,
I feel like that's a skill that's gone away too. Like people really don't hear that much.
No, I will have to look that. Maybe we can find like a local water witch to do that. Because it doesn't have to be a willow twig to do it to be able to tell if there's water there. It's or like not.
Cut like a wishbone. Almost. Yeah,
I could be wrong. I know very little about water witching.
Hence why I said it's not known much anymore. Because like.
I read a little bit about it, like when we were talking about digging our well, because that came up.
I remember hearing it as a kid, but it was almost like a joke, almost like as like a thing on like cartoons and stuff. You know, like they'd carry around and it would like vibrate and stuff. But like I've heard people actually have good luck with it. So
yeah, Angie, I got your back. Don't you be picking on my Angie guy.
Come at my boys.
Come at me, boys.
Darren said, just noticed we are 27 away from 1K subs next week, I think.
Okay, awesome. Guys, if you have not gone over to Thorhaven Farm, please go over, check out a couple of his videos.
He's also
make sure you interact.
Our model for our clothing.
Yes. Go to his page. They've worn this. They're just majestic Highland cows.
Great looking guy out in Highland, California.
Yeah, with our swag on. But go over and check out his channel if you like it.
Yep.
Make sure you leave a comment, number 1, to help YouTube know that you're not just a bot, and they will unsubscribe
building
you.
Like a Viking homestead.
Yes, so they're freaking amazing over there. They have Harry Coos. Go there, check them out, and subscribe.
Looking at too. Their greenhouse.
Yes, the passive solar greenhouse.
Mm-hmm. Rockin' Robin Goats. I'm so late.
It's okay.
So cold here in Oklahoma. I totally agree with that. That's what
Braxton, I'm sorry to hear that. But it means the flies are dead, bud.
Mm-hmm.
It means the flies are gone.
No more fly strips in the barn needed.
Bye-bye flies.
We need last week and 6 were bred in Friday for the first day. I think that's good. Yeah, our goats are definitely in heat as well.
I'm trying to keep them at bay, though. I have one that I thought one of our bucks was in our doe field, and I almost had a heart attack when I heard it. And then I ran to the fence and was like, oh, it's just Sunny. Sunny is one of our does that she sounds just like a buck when she's in heat. It's ridiculous.
Mm-hmm.
I'm like, you're confused. That's not the vocalizations you're supposed to be making. So yeah, I think we have 2 bred. We bred 2 for someone else. We're selling 2 of our does, and they're going to a new home. So we bred them for her, and she's also bringing one of her girls here to be bred, because she was nice enough to biosecurity panel test, so that I could be like, yeah, you can bring them here, but they have to be blood tested first. And she was super okay with doing that, but just had to protect my herd. I've got a lot invested in them.
I mean, we've had a scare in the past, and it was a result that was inconclusive, and we tested again, and it came back clear. But that was definitely a factor in making sure.
I almost lost my mind because I was like, I'm going to have to call. Mm-hmm. I would have to call a lot.
Several years ago, but it still left a lasting impression, and because we've invested more in our herd, and like Ashley recently got some goats all the way from Missouri, we're really trying to crack down on what ends up on our property.
That when people come here, I've already got them in the cart at Premier One, I'm getting booties. Mm-hmm. Like, I'm not even letting people walk into my barn without putting on booties because I'm like, I don't know what's on your boots. Yeah. I'm glad you're here, but I'm not going to risk my herd.
Risk for biosecurity, and 4-H really pushes that too. That's one thing that's sort of cool. If your kids are 4-H,
what part of Indiana are we in? We are in East Central Indiana, and we kiss the Ohio line. Yeah, we do.
So pretty close to a straight shot east of Indy. So.
I would try Angie's lasagna. Darren, you leave my Angie alone. Angie, you send me that lasagna, girl. I'm gonna love it.
Darren said you will love it. So
I will love
it. Didn't he say it was a Canadian? Oh, he was joking with Canadian lasagna because of the T-Tom said, "Can we stop talking about lasagna? I'm getting hungry." As a requirement, as part of our lives, there will be a session or a spell. We do talk about food
nonstop.
Emma usually comes in bragging about what she makes because she always makes us something that sounds delicious. We may not always be able to pronounce it.
Emma's our showboat when it comes to culinary skills. Yeah. She makes me jealous because I'm like, I want to be able to cook, but
especially since we both do like Mexican food. She always has something that's tasty sounding. It
sounds so good always.
MT Homestead said apparently you can use apple or peach branches for water witching too.
Oh, can you? I thought it was just willow. See, we're learning something every day.
That's pretty cool. That seems like that'd probably help you get something more frequent than just willow, you know? Sweeney's Creek said we have a water dousing video on our channel. Use 2 pieces of bent wire. It responds to the magnetic fields generated by flowing water.
That makes sense.
That is cool. We'll have to check that out for sure. We've been fortunate that we do have quite a bit of groundwater where we're at. I actually talked to the neighbor next door, and they said that actually there's like spots where they can actually dig and water will come trickling out.
You could take a PVC, like a 4 or 5 foot PVC pipe. He's like in certain slopes on their properties, like you can just knock it in and water flows.
Yeah.
So but he said then like further down, he's like, we can't have a well. We've never hit water, but like where we're at, apparently there's a good flow of water. We have a higher water table. He wore my sweater to his visit there, Angie. Darren. Man after my own heart. That's right. Represent. Represent.
Someone's on top of it with the links as
I know,
always.
She's
that was
so
Darren's
good.
channel. So heads up. Cheryl said water witching works. They hit water here at 32 feet and it puts out 100 gallons a minute. Wow, or she said 132 feet.
Wow. That's
a good water source. So it's weird in our area. Even talking to the well guys, like it can be hit or miss.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, he said literally, he's like, I can go down the road and I won't hit water. He's like, I'll go down and down and down and not hit water. But here he hit it really quick
because of the different soils too, and there's even some bedrock in the area. Just a mix of everything.
Yeah. I mean, Nightfall Homestead.
We can dig a post hole and like in some areas will be sand, some areas will be clay, some areas will be.
It's crazy. Which is super fun when you're putting fence in. Let me tell you, it's like a grab bag.
Yeah, it's like a surprise every time you dig a hole.
A grab bag of torture.
Darren says, so Brigitte is thinking of joining the Crazy Goat. Crazy Goat Ladies Club with some French Alpines. I should know that by now, but I can't always remember.
Yeah, we did, Mark. Alpines are nice. You raised Alpines growing up. You guys had Alpines.
Yeah, I like their personality, and that's actually
they're not as loud and as annoying as Nubians are. Nubians are known for being louder.
Yeah, I had one I was attached to. Its name was Pepper. Yep, had it for several years, and it recognized me as soon as I walked into the show barn, even though our fair had a pretty good sized goat barn. I could walk in any door and she was watching and she'd call out as soon as I walked in.
That was his heart goat. Yeah. I have not named a goat Pepper in honor of his goat being the only Pepper he will ever have.
She was like So I'll be honest, she wasn't like a great show goat. She wasn't built well. That's Maltese and stuff like that.
Confirmation.
But perfect showmanship goat. You could just stop on a dime and she'd set up and everything. She just had that personality to please, which was awesome. So Cheryl Guest said, I love to watch goats.
Well, you're in the right place, lady. Let me tell you.
We love to watch them. We love to buy them.
Love everything about them.
Keep them here.
She had the chainsaw out at like 5 a.m. this morning. Get it, Brigitte. Wow. Get it, girl.
Rocking it. Or MT Homestead said, gotta take crazy dogs out. Be right back. We do that too. Right after the live, that's our time to take our dogs out.
Cheryl, guess I almost got a divorce over a goat. Oh my God. Really?
Goats can cause that.
They can. I could see like constantly getting out of fences.
Don't put that on the line because I know which way that could fall.
I love you. I do love you, but you understand my love for goats, so I think that won't. Yeah. Would you ever make me pick?
No. But it's easy to make her happy because she likes goats. So.
Look what I found at Tractor Supply. Actually, hold on.
Yeah, you want to show that?
Hold on.
You got it?
Hold on. I got it. Whoa. Did you cut yourself on that?
No, it just like shocked me.
I have broadheads for my bow out along with next to these guys. Look, Tractor Supply had goat ornaments. And I couldn't resist. Freaking look at this. Look at the look, Darren. Look into its eye. Look into their eyes.
They sort of have the same effect, baby goats, as the Highland coos do.
Yeah.
Of making people want them.
It's so freaking cute.
So now even our Christmas tree has goats, guys.
We have 2 Christmas trees now. One is a farm Christmas tree. The other one is like whatever.
Emma said I went in on this lasagna. Emma, you could probably crush lasagna, I imagine.
I know.
She fix everything. So
Emma just is too good at
food. Emma, me too. I like lasagna. I'll make it for everybody, Emma. It sounds like. Sweeney's Creek said we have signed up to do one of the share and grow lives for Bridge Life. Tim is doing one a month, and other channels are doing the other 3. Would love everyone to come, and I'll share your video.
Yes, 100%. Do you know the date that you're going to be doing that, Steve? You're more than welcome to share the date, so we could go. What's up, crazy goat ladies? Crazy goat lady, look! You could adorn a Christmas tree with goats. It's going to happen in our household.
Sweeney's Creek said, hey, I just checked the Pentagon website. There's a new defense weapon there. It's called Angie's Lasagna.
Oh, guys!
What that...
Get him out of there.
Yeah.
No, get him out of there. Sorry, guys. Hold on. Apparently, we've finally been targeted. Got away with it for a while.
Yeah,
Lord, have mercy.
I think I blocked them.
If you didn't, it's fine. I can go with
Brigitte said, cute goats. She loves goats.
Oh, Lord have mercy.
She's already attached.
Thank you, Sonny. Thanks, Emma.
Money Pit said, sorry, we got to go. Hope everyone has a great evening. You too.
Yes.
Toss me a wrench and I'll help. You can wrench, Darren.
I can. Hold on.
Okay.
I think.
I got him.
I know. Get him,
Emma's
Emma.
good with the band hammer.
Let me go and see if I can get you.
Brigitte said, is it Christmas tree goat decorations? It is. So she found them at the local Tractor Supply.
Yeah.
And they had an assortment of different goats. So
fantastic. Huh?
Once she saw those, she's definitely had to buy them.
I couldn't resist. And Joe's like, Joe was with me. And Joe is a total enabler. She's like,
yep. She's like, you need
look at this one. And then she's like, Mom, you cannot just pick between the 3. Like, you need to get all 3 of them. And I'm like, yeah, girl, I do. I don't need my, I'm like, yes, 12-year-old, enable your mother. I need some support.
For sure. Thank you, Evelyn, for reporting.
Yes, thanks, guys, for reporting.
Appreciate it. Those guys have been popping up
on a lot of lives. Yeah.
Hasa, wish you can block people like Facebook and TikTok.
Yeah. And I'm on mobile, so that kind of sucks.
Instead, just putting in timeout, we got nailed hard last live.
There's another one.
Yep.
That's okay. Just ignore them, guys.
Brigitte said, I would love a big Christmas hay goats for outside decoration, Viking stuff.
Yeah.
I think that would go well. Ashley would definitely buy one of the blow-up decorations if it was goats.
Yeah.
I think we recently looked at one that was a like a farm Remember, it was like a barn with all kinds of different animals.
Yeah, I have one that's got all kinds of different animals, like around a Christmas tree that goes in front of our barn. Yeah. But then there was another one, guys. There was a goat one. And it had a mama goat and then it had a baby goat. And Joe was also like, you could get that. I won't tell Dad. And I was like, girl, yes, I have raised you right. But I could get super crazy with like goat decorations for Christmas, but it doesn't seem like they're that popular. You could get like the cow decorations or pig decorations and stuff like that. But
Sweeney Creek said, at this stage, we are on the 16th of November. I'll share all the goat videos I can.
So nice. Grow the CGL, Steve.
Mm-hmm.
If you can embody any part of me, you need to embody the crazy goat lady and spread it.
My problem is you're just going to enable more people and more goats. So
that's good. The world would be better if more people had more goats. Like 100%. Poison ivy wouldn't be a thing.
But they'd be all over the place because, like Steve said, they don't stay in fences.
That's okay. They don't keep their cows in India because they're sacred.
True.
We could do that here.
Is that why you want to start here? Just goats freely roaming?
I could make goats sacred. I bet girls, we could get the CGO going strong.
People would probably be happier if you just like walked out of a dollar store or Walmart.
And there's like the cutest freaking goat just standing there like, hello.
Yeah.
Welcome.
Go about your day. The problem is they have like a tendency to just nibble on things out of curiosity. So that you'd be there and you'd just be like chewing on everything. Hair.
This is the number one
thing. Trying to put groceries in the back of your car and you're just like chewing on the grocery bags, stuff like that.
Yeah. Like especially lately because like I've been keeping my hair down a lot because I like it longer. But then when I go outside, no matter if it's down, if there's like a trace of hair hanging down, it's going to get eaten there. I don't know. Maybe it looks like straw.
Yeah.
Maybe they're telling me I need to condition my hair more. It looks like straw. Oh my gosh.
Said we had that happen in our chat a couple weeks ago. Yeah, we were on another one.
It was Freedom Homestead, and it like the entire time. They wrenched like 4 of us, and like we were just. I didn't even get to participate in the live. Like it was just 100%. Like we were all watching and just going and going and going. It was crazy.
Steve said we'll have to share a me and you acres video to make up for all the stirring here
You
today.
will have to because this poor Angie has really taken it.
But me and you, or Angie made everybody think about lasagna. Yes. So that was a positive. No doubt.
Oh, Patty, you bring up a great point. A goat is adorable until it's eating your foods down to nubbins.
Yes.
Yeah. Ask my blackberry patch. I was actually able to keep them off of it this year.
Or Ashley's flowers. They get in your... Like we tried to plant a tree in our front yard forever. We finally have a dogwood?
A dogwood that's been hanging on,
but we had like 3 or 4 different types of trees, and the goats would always get out and go to that.
The first thing they go for
is a young, fresh sapling. But
it is ridiculous.
Yeah,
it is ridiculous. Or my arborvitaes. They really liked one year. They got out, and I had one arborvitae that was so beautiful and it was so full. And I came out of the barn, and I didn't realize that they'd gotten out and gotten back in. And I'm walking up to the house and I'm like, man, that is a really weird trim job on that arborvitae. Like it was bare, no joke, to about chest high, and the rest was so full. It looked like someone had done the worst pruning job ever in the history of pruning.
Short
Edward so bad. To it. It made for a great Facebook post. I'm like, this is what happens when you own goats and they get out in the middle of wintertime. Yep. They come and they trim your evergreens. But
Angie said yes, poor Angie.
Yes, poor Angie. You've been such a trooper about
it. Said my turkey tries to eat my hair or threads on my jeans or shoelaces. Wow. Ours doesn't get that close, fortunately. No. When I was a kid, though. Well, as a kid, our turkeys would chase you, though, especially when you turned your back. We had like 3 males, I think it was, and they would definitely go after you. So. Darren said, so the other thing you need to do is change the settings so you only comment if you have subscribed to a set amount of time.
Ah, gotcha.
I need to look into that.
I'm going to have to do it when we get off of here because I'm not sufficient on my phone. Go in and wrench people.
Especially as we keep growing. So
there's actually quite a few. Like I'll probably wrench 3 or 4 people that are in the chat right now. Just because like most of the time people that are in here are people that are in here all the time. So I trust you guys. Especially because like if Angie can take a knock throughout the entire chat about one lasagna dish, she can be wrenched. Yeah. She can be wrenched. She can be trusted.
For all that. She passed our gauntlet.
Yeah. Angie, you didn't know this, but we set that up. We said, Darren, if she's in there tonight, we're going to test her.
She's a true subscriber.
All we're going to do is just hate on the lasagna that I don't even know the story behind, but we're going to attack on that.
Darren's getting feisty. Watch out.
Darren, are you getting feisty?
Yeah.
Don't get feisty.
Oh, it's feisty.
Hey there, Brigitte. You're looking really hot tonight. Brigitte, you better watch out for him.
Tell him he needs to get goats first, though.
Yes, not until they're goats. It's okay to withhold for goats. Just say it.
Goats
Hopefully
are a way
there are
to
no
a
children
woman's
in our
heart.
chat right now.
Not diamonds. Goats are actually a way to a woman's heart.
Goats are better, 100%.
Empty Home said, my turkeys think they're dogs. They follow me around and want to be petted.
Oh really? Awesome. I wish my turkeys were like that. They're hateful. Yeah. They poop on everything.
Funny though is our female turkey actually prefers to spend time with the chickens.
Yeah.
So like when we lock up the chickens, a lot of times she'll go in there. And then
the Tom won't.
She's separate. Yeah, the Tom, you can tell.
The Tom won't go in with the chickens. And you can tell, like, I close them up at night, so the next morning he'll just be kind of like standing in the middle of the yard, like, so like, what am I supposed to do?
Yeah.
There's no one here to strap for. So he'll just stand there and be ridiculous. It says you have to look at your Tractor Supply. They have a light up Christmas goat yard decoration. They're like the nice light up reindeer. That's what Joe was trying to enable me to get. And it had a baby. There was like one like on a Christmas present, a baby. But she did point out that the big goat's horns were backwards.
Stephanie,
and also,
my wallet does not thank you. That's probably going to end up in our yard.
Now listen, the only thing that stopped me from getting that stuff is Joe did say
your
that the
Christmas gift as a goat, though.
No, I need real live goats.
It's hoping that one.
It's not going to work. Sorry.
Okay, so well, withholding for goats. Now I need to get a ring and goats. Yep.
See? 100%.
Goats might get you
don't know how many waiting lists I'm on for some of these breeders.
Brigitte's asking where the light up goat decoration.
At Tractor Supply, Brigitte, you got to get it. I bet they have hairy coos too because they are popular.
Yeah.
Long story short, he was coming for a visit. I made a lasagna. It was rubber on top. An old coworker popped in unexpected, and I forgot about it. And that's how it all started. See, it's your coworker's fault. And that's where I would have put him. Like, well, if you really wanted to not have rubber lasagna, you shouldn't have let that person come up first.
Yep.
The chickens were mean to the turkeys when they were little, so they don't like the chickens. My chickens are bullies. See, this little lady was raised in, like the trio of turkeys was raised in with some of these chicks. So I think that's why she likes them. She has like childhood memories with the chickens.
Stephanie said, yes, I turned the horns around.
Did you turn them around? Because I was so proud of Joe. She's like, Mom, you can't get that because the horns are backwards. So now you're telling me the horns
how do the horns look?
Well, they were like bull horns. Like they went the wrong way. They should have gone back and they were going forward. And Joe's like, that looks weird. She's like, but if you can still get them, I won't tell Dad.
Yeah.
So you're telling me that the horns turn around.
That might be the selling piece right there.
But see, then I get really weird because like we disbud our goats, so I'm like, I don't want horned goats. Like Joe was like picking these up. She's like, oh Mom, but they've got horns. I'm like, they're cute. It's okay.
Yeah.
They're cute. It's all.
That's part of the problem though. Then you have your goats, you want them to look just like the ones you get.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah. Like when I had boar goats, I could never find any goat decor that was actually a boar goat with like the long floppy ears and the horns and like the brown. Now they're everywhere and I can't find anything Nigerian dwarf. And it's ridiculous. I have to go to Etsy to do that. What? Did you like that extra? It's ridiculous. Yep.
Karen said to Steve, I have zero problems. I'm all for the ring and the goats. The sooner I can figure them both out, the better. Yep.
Hey, you could use your ring to monitor your goats too.
Yep.
Just saying.
All right. You want to wrap things up?
I know. We still have to close up chickens. We have to take out the garbage. We have to let the dogs out. I need to wrench people in like the good admin way. Not in other ways.
Yeah. Beat them with a wrench.
Yeah. Take a wrench.
I feel like poor Angie's probably felt that way.
She probably has felt that way. But don't worry, Angie. The next time you're in here, your name will be blue.
You found yourself as a worthy subscriber.
Yes, you have proven yourself. You are now part of the CGLs, and you have been wrenched into Mulberry Bridge Farm.
Oh, no. Needs Creek said.
What? Did he really?
My friend used to talk about him sometimes for entertainment. That makes me sad.
I know. We'll have to not make fun of his voice for a while now in honor. That's so sad. Boo.
All right. Well, it was great talking to you all.
Yes.
And had a wonderful time. It's good seeing everyone.
And we will see you guys next Wednesday We're always here, 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time.
Yep.
But until next time, guys, we hope that you're staying safe out there, being kind to one another, and God bless.
Yep.
Bye,
Have
guys.
a good night. Bye, everyone.
Do you want me to sing and broadcast to you? Because it's going to happen.